the size of a grapefruit, go to a basketball court, and if you stand on the free throw line, turn around and make a three-quarter court shot that's right at the world record.
And who holds the world record right now?
I hold the world record.
Ryan Krauser is a beast, to say the least. He's in a league of his own. He's the best shot putter in the world.
The shot put, if you went to the bowling alley and picked up the heaviest bowling ball that's there, that's going to be a 16-pound ball. So shrink that down to the size of a grapefruit, go to a basketball court, and if you stand on the free throw line, turn around and make a three-quarter court.
Everything that made them get out of the bed the next day and show up in the track has culminated in this basement. It is added up. It has grown into something that gives them superpower. And only they can access that. And they can only access that at a certain time. They can't go get it at the Texas Relays. They can't go get it at the Penn Relays or the Drake. It doesn't, now, you can't get it there. You can't get it there. You can't get it there. You have to get these things when everything's on the line. The fate of the world. And you get that one thing, hey, it's available. The key pops up in the hand. And all of a sudden they go in that basement and they come back out and things go nuts. And you ask yourself, like, what in the hell just happened here? I didn't see that coming. No, you didn't see it coming. Everything that made them get out of the bed the next day and show up in the track has culminated in this basement. It is added up. It has grown into something that gives them superpower. And only they can access that. And they can only access that at a certain time. They can't go get it at the Texas Relays. They can't go get it at the Penn Relays or the Drake. It doesn't, now, you can't get it there. You can't get it there. You can't get it there. You have to get these things when everything's on the line. The fate of the world. And you get that one thing, hey, it's available. The key pops up in the hand. And all of a sudden they go in that basement and they come back out and things go nuts. And you ask yourself, like, what in the hell just happened here? I didn't see that coming. No, you didn't see it coming. Everything that made them get out of the bed the next day and show up in the track has culminated in this basement. It is added up. It has grown into something that gives them superpower. And only they can access that. And they can only access that at a certain time. They can't go get it at the Texas Relays. They can't go get it at the Penn Relays or the Drake. It doesn't, now, you can't get it there. You can't get it there. You can't get it there. You have to get these things when everything's on the line. The fate of the world. And you get that one thing, hey, it's available. The key pops up in the hand. And all of a sudden they go in that basement and they come back out and things go nuts. And you ask yourself, like, what in the hell just happened here? I didn't see that coming. No, you didn't see it coming. Everything that made them get out of the bed the next day and show up in the track has culminated in this basement. It is added up. It has grown into something that gives them superpower. And only they can access that. And they can only access that at a certain time. They can't go get it at the Texas Relays. They can't go get it at the Penn Relays or the Drake. It doesn't, now, you can't get it there. You can't get it there. You can't get it there. You In this basement, it is added up. It has grown into something that gives them superpower. And only they can access that. And they can only access that at a certain time. They can't go get it at the Texas Relays. They can't go get it at the Penn Relays or the Drake. It doesn't, now, you can't get it there. You can't get it there. You can't get it there. You have to get these things when everything's on the line. The fate of the world. And you get that one thing, hey, it's available. The key pops up in the hand. And all of a sudden they go in that basement and they come back out and things go nuts. And you ask yourself, like, what in the hell just happened here? I didn't see that coming. No, you didn't see it coming. Everything that made them get out of the bed the next day and show up in the track has culminated in this basement, it is added up. It has grown into something that gives them superpower. And only they can access that. And they can only access that at a certain time. They can't go get it at the Texas Relays. They can't go get it at the Penn Relays or the Drake. It doesn't now. You can't get it there. You can't get it there. You can't get it there. You have to get these things when everything's on the line. The
I can't hear you. I'm gonna leave and come back. I don't know. I don't know how to leave though. I still can't hear you. Maybe I'll take these out. Where's my case? Maybe it's these. I'm just disconnect the Bluetooth right quick. Can you hear me now? I still can't hear you. I don't know what. I'll put these back in then. No, it's not the headphone. I still can't. I don't know what's going on. You're the host. Let's see what chat.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Now you can.
Yes.
All right. No headphones, I guess. All right. Well, we solved that.
Yes.
There's only a few problems that are going to happen, I think. It's headphones, logging out, logging in. That's about all you can do.
Yes.
Oh man. So we're going to have Donald Scott on today from Paris, as well as Laquan and Aaron. So
Okay.
so yeah. So do you know Donald? He's a
I don't know anybody.
Yeah, he's a, you got to get out more, man. No, he's a triple jumper, 2-time Olympian, and he went to Eastern Michigan actually. So we got a Michigan connection. He's good buddies with the high jumper Shelby McEwen, who's a really funny dude, and and then Laquan will be on, and he's a long jumper from Bahamas. So it hit 4:00. So guess what, Justin? We are live, my friend.
Okay.
Look who is hosting with me today. I'm just going to turn it straight over to you to begin, so you can kind of get us hopping.
Oh man.
Here comes Donald. I'm throwing him in.
Okay.
Let's see if his Wi-Fi is good from Olympic Village. So I think this is about day 6 for us. There he is.
What's
There
up?
he
What's
is.
up?
What's
Can you hear
up?
us all right? We were just having some technical problems over on our end, and then I'm like, what's going on in Olympic Village? You guys probably have some good Wi-Fi going over there.
Nah, it's all right. Yeah, it's good. It's been good so far.
Yeah. So I was just saying to Justin, this is like day 5 or 6 or something for us, or whatever day it is in the Olympics is the day it is with us. We've been going every day for
Yeah.
an hour and 15 minutes. So Justin Robinson is going to co-host with me here today. Laquan Nairn is going to be on in a minute or two. He is
Okay.
actually, Quincy's telling us, my producer Quincy's telling us it's day 9. So it's a blur. It's just a blur.
Yeah.
So Justin, why don't you introduce yourself, and then we'll go around the horn to Donald.
I'm Justin Robinson, two-time world champion. I specialize in the 400 meters.
Sweet. And Donald, what do you do? Who are you, and what do you do, my friend?
I'm Donald Scott. I'm a triple jumper and currently a two-time Olympian. About to compete in Paris
Yeah,
Wednesday.
that's what I was gonna say. So Wednesday, Wednesday is what? Is
The
August
seventh.
7th, right?
Seventh.
Well,
Yep.
you guys, the one thing I know, talking to you guys, no matter what, like, as it gets closer to the Olympic time period, you guys know all the dates. Like everyone knows all the dates of what's happening when, you know.
Yeah.
So we're excited, man, to have you on. So you're live in Paris at this point. It's 10:02 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah, getting sleepy.
Past your bedtime.
Yeah, I'm getting tired, man. So yeah.
We'll keep it short, and then if you're like, hey, I got to bounce, you got to bounce. So
Yeah, I got
I'll start off with kind of the first question. The I think of you because you guys kind of have this Michigan connection with Eastern Michigan. I went to Michigan State, and it's like I don't know how many Olympians have come from Eastern, but I
you.
don't
Yeah,
know
a
how
lot.
many I don't know how many two-time Olympians have come from Eastern Michigan.
Yeah,
Are
we
you
still
the
have
only
a
one?
lot. Nah, we still have a lot. Yeah,
It's
we still
more
have a
than
lot.
we think, right?
Yeah.
It's more than we think.
Yeah. Yeah, way more than you think, for sure.
The Tell us about triple jump though. I'm always fascinated about this event because it looks so damn hard.
Yeah.
Uh, it's like
Yeah.
long jump is one thing, but it's like you took long jump and you said, you know what, let's make it a lot harder than that. And so tell us how it works. Go through like the mechanics of it.
Man, triple jump is one of those events where if you got it, you got it, man. But it's a lot to triple jump. We gotta it's like be a sprinter, and then we have to be a jumper, and then we have to jump off one leg, while moving fast, and it's a lot, man. But I did start off with triple jump in high school, and I also did long jump too. But triple jump was always my strongest event, So yeah, man, triple jump. There's a hop, step, and a jump phase, and it really starts with that. It really starts with your run up, If that run up is bad, uh, it's hard to have a good hop phase, and then if that hop phase is bad, everything else gonna go downhill, So
That's so all right. I'm learning stuff already, Justin. But do
Yeah.
you have some questions that are rolling through your head, Justin, or do you want me to go first?
I got one question.
yeah.
How does it feel to be a two-time Olympian, and how does this Olympics compare to the last Olympics that you've been in?
Um, it feels good to be a two-time Olympian. Again, we work hard for it. You know, um, even going to Tokyo. I knew that I could make it. It was just all about going to trials and making a team. But it's it's weird because to others it's way more bigger. Like it feels way more bigger um, to others than us because it's what we do on a normal basis, you know. So, but to be a two-time Olympian, it's hard to even do that, you know. So I'm very grateful and blessed to be able to call myself a two-time Olympian now. Um, yeah, but I was in that stadium yesterday, man, and it's it's amazing. The crowd's there, stadium is packed out. Everybody's clapping for everyone. You know, yeah, man. Tokyo was just quiet. We couldn't have fans. We couldn't go outside the village. We had to wear masks, COVID, separation. But this is different. We actually leave the village. I actually went and toured a lot of stuff with my fiance. So it's a whole different experience, which will lead to the actual event being way better than Tokyo was. So
That's cool. I mean, it's amazing. Well, why don't you mention who your fiance is?
oh, hey man, the Queen of Hurdles, Jasmine Camacho Quinn, man.
There we go.
Yeah,
This family could be, double medaling here.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
hey man, we praying for it. We praying for it.
No, and you know, it's funny because back in when we met back 21 or 22, it
Uh,
was maybe it was even
yeah,
earlier than that. Yeah, somewhere
yeah,
around there.
it's 21. Yeah,
And it was like right out of the gate, man. I felt like we clicked. We had some long talks on the phone.
yeah,
I think we have kind of similar points of view on life in a lot of ways.
yeah.
And the you're just such a driven guy, and kind of have this quiet passion and quiet confidence, and I see you as a guy who lets your work do the talking.
Hmm.
Talk to me about like that approach of kind of that athlete mentality, that winning mentality.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't have an outdoor medal yet, which is my goal still. I do have a bronze indoor world medal. Yeah, but my drive is it comes from everything I've been through in life. Adoption, abuse, um, growing up without a father. So I just use all that stuff as motivation to um, it's like push me to be it's like the best I can be. Um, like because I have a daughter, and and that's my main prize right there. I want to make sure she sees her dad, in her life, active and doing great things. So she also pushes me um, to be the best that I can be. But yeah, man, sports has always been a part of me ever since I got to high school. I just always have a good head on my shoulders. Stay focused. Confident. I'm not cocky at all, but it's all about that confidence in yourself. So a lot has made me to what I am today, and I couldn't be more grateful.
That's cool. That's cool.
Mhm.
Justin, so Donald's. I want to kind of pose a question to you, but it's kind of back to Donald. So he's kind of the wily veteran, right? He's been around the block a bit, 2 Olympics,
Oh, yeah.
as one of the young rising stars. And again, like yesterday, I said yesterday, it feels like you've been around forever, and it's like you're so young. And what kind of questions, what kind of knowledge would you like to pull out of Donald while we're here today?
Um, like how do you come back from a setback? So like what are some things that get you back on your track when you take a quote unquote
Um,
loss?
I could say one of my biggest comebacks was, my first year out was 2016. It was the trials to make it to the Rio Olympics. I went out there, prelims day, I blew it out the frame. I was first going into the finals, and then on finals day, everything ain't clicked for me, you know, and I missed that spot by, you know, an inch or so, you know, so it's like to come that close, you know, fresh out of college, that's huge, you know, so that it's like that did something to me to where um I just kept going. Like I deserved to be there, you know, so to show up and you know, for the Tokyo trials, you know, and to make my first Olympic team and to bounce back from that, you know, that was a good a good first step in my career for sure. You know, to overcome that and to also make that team, but you can't let any downfalls like hold you back and stop you from going. You know, to keep going until you know it's like you get to where you want to be. You know.
I always think of it too, guys, that if the only time you don't get to where you want to be is if you stop,
You know. Yeah.
right? I mean, is that kind of the mentality? I mean, it's like, kind of can't stop, won't stop until I getting what I want.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, especially in track and field, it's so independent. You know, it's not a team sport because you know I played football too in college. You know, so I know what it's like to be on a group aspect team and to be an individual. And I can't say I love being an individual more because it's all up to you. You know, you know, so that really shows. You know what um, uh, that really shows how what you can do, you know, can take you places, you know. So it's all about doing the little things over and over and over, doing the boring things over and over and over. You know, it just constantly taking those steps to get to where you got to be.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question again. On top of both of you guys, like I always think of like you've done all this training, you've worked all toward this one big event, and down in this case, obviously it's the Olympics, and Justin's you've been there on the world stage as well. How do you kind of dial yourself in for that moment, and specifically when it comes very close to it, like what are you guys eating and drinking and stuff like that? Like what are those little things that you're doing that are like ordinary?
Man, it's a constant taking care of your body, getting the treatment, you know, doing the prehab, the rehab, the recovery days, eating right, you know, hydrating, you know, making sure you're putting enough um, all the right it's like nutrition's in your body, you know, because hey man, your body is your temple. You gotta take care of it, and if you don't, it's gonna let you know. So you know, it's like everything's just repetitive, man. You just gotta keep doing it, you know.
I just try to, like you said, just eat clean, take care of my body. Especially during like meat weeks, I just try to dial in and really eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and just hydrate just to get my body ready and clean and light for the race.
Hey, I wanted to chat a little bit because it just happened, not that long ago. Ryan Krauser, third straight gold medal. Um, just again, just completely amazes every time. And Quincy, our producer Quincy, I want you to pull the Krauser basement video. So we did this chat with Boogie Johnson, Coach Boogie Johnson, a while ago. And when this video comes up, by the way, we control the sound. So Donald, click into the video player and turn the sound on. So everybody who's watching too live, you'll control the sound when it pops in here, and then I'll stop talking. But
Everything that made
yeah,
them
here it
get
is
out of
here.
the bed the next day and show up in the track has culminated in this basement. It is added up. It has grown into something that gives them superpower. And only they can access that. And they can only access that at a certain time. They can't go get it at the Texas relays. They can't go get it at the Penn relays or the Drake. It doesn't now. You can't get it there. You can't get it there. You can't get it there. You have to get these things when everything's on the line. The fate of the world. And you get that one thing. Hey, it's available. The key pops up in the hand. And all of a sudden they go in that basement and they come back out and things go nuts. And you ask yourself, like, what in the hell just happened here? I didn't see that coming. No, you didn't see it coming. Everything that made them get out of the bed the next day and show up in the track.
So he's, we had this conversation about like where do great athletes like you guys kind of access that special thing that didn't happen before. And Boogie went on like a 10-minute rant. It was amazing to hear because he has the voice and he has those expressions. But talk to us about this concept of where do you go? Like all that work that you've put in is what you kind of pull back out when you need it the most.
Man, I would say everything, all that stuff is really built up in fall training, you know. We work so hard in the fall that, it's like when it's time to compete, it's really no need to think, just go out there and just do what you've been doing for those months that you've been preparing. So, yeah, that's how I think about it for real.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off what he was saying about fall training. My coach always told me like some things like we do a lot of longer runs, and I'd be like, I don't want to do this. I hate running 600s and 500s. But he always told me it's putting money in the bank. So when you go to the meet and it's time to withdraw that money, you got enough money to withdraw at the meet and go out there and just run at a high level.
That's a cool way to put it, right? It's money in the bank, and then there's going to be a time for withdrawal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey Donald, what has surprised you so far in Olympic Village in Paris? Like kind of outside maybe your day-to-day work as you prepare for the competition.
I've been doing this, since 2016 on a pro level, so nothing has really been a moment or surprising, it's just all preparation at this point, it's just dialing in for, Wednesday. Yeah, I just been out here just practicing and having good jumps practices and, stacking those chips, just stacking those chips for the big day.
So have you guys done a lot of like sightseeing at all or anything like that, or is it kind of keeping it low key?
No, I took 2 days. Me and my fiance, we went out to the Eiffel Tower, and all the other iconic places. We had some fun before we came back to the village and to lock in.
That's cool.
How's the
Yeah.
food there? You tried any local pastries or anything?
The food, the village food hasn't been the best, man. I can say that. I can say Tokyo is better. Um, I can say that the best food has been outside of the village for sure. So yeah, I'm not too happy about this village food.
Hey, give us just like a super quick rundown of what your day is like. All right, so you're competing on Wednesday. So what will tomorrow be like for you? Just kind of give us a quick, when do you wake up? What's the day like? What are
Yeah.
you doing? Yeah.
Um. Yeah, I typically wake up around 7ish. Go and grab me some breakfast. Honestly, I can say the breakfast tastes better than lunch and dinner. So, but yeah, after breakfast, I get ready to go to practice. Then after practice, eat some lunch, come back, I get treatment, and then for the rest of the day, I just hang out, with the fiance, whatnot. Um, um, and then track started yesterday, so we sat and watched, the meet yesterday and today. Um, yeah, man. Other than that, it's just been chilling. Not too much out and about, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The What did the stadium track look and feel like? The purple track. What's your take on that?
Man, it was dope. Again, I went yesterday to check it out. And watched triple jump yesterday. The women's. It's electrifying in there. The track is fast. It feels bouncy. Again, the atmosphere is just it's better than any diamond league I ever been to. Um, yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It should be a good time on Wednesday.
We're definitely gonna have Katura on when she's finished competing as well. I think was her finals today?
Yes, the women's just got done. Yeah, not too long ago. On
You know.
Jasmine Moore. On Jasmine Moore from the USA, my training partner, she won bronze in triple
Oh,
jump.
there we
Yep.
go. All right, we got to
Yep.
get Jasmine on too. So, all right, this is the other thing people don't realize, and Justin, jump into on this. You guys train as a group, right? So it's so interesting because people think of Team USA, but really it's like all these different training groups of athletes all over the country, all over the world. But a lot of times here in the U.S., a lot of men and women from other countries will train in the U.S. because a lot of them went to, U.S. colleges and stuff like that. Um,
Yeah.
so it's just like an interesting dynamic. Who is in your training group, and where do you guys train?
Is that for me or Justin?
Well, for you first, and then Justin.
Oh man, I train. Hey man, we got the Avengers where I train at, man. I train at University of Florida.
You breaking up. I can't hear you.
You can hear me now? You good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I
Can
can
you
hear
Yeah.
you.
hear? You
Okay.
good, Justin?
I train at
Yeah.
University of Florida. With
That's
it's
a
a lot of
crazy
people out
group.
there.
Yes.
Grant Holloway, Anna Hall, Ariane Knighton, Jasmine Moore, Marquise Dendy. Just a lot of medalists. Out there. So our group is about I think 14 to 15 of us. But we it's like out there we get things done. We get things done out there. We motivate each other. If Grant is going over a hurdle, it's like everybody stops, cheers him on. If I need help with a clap, he'll stop what he's doing, clap for me. So the atmosphere is just dope, man. So I love where I train at. I love my training partners, coaches, everybody out there. It's a great vibe.
How about you, Justin?
I'm back in St. Louis, so it's just me and my coach.
You're
He's
making,
cheering me on.
yeah,
And
you're making the move
he,
back, right, out of Arizona State.
yes, sir.
Did we
So
didn't
it's just me
figure
and
out
my coach. He's cheering me on.
where are you going next, or are you gonna kind of just focus on your track situation?
I'm just focusing on my track situation right now. I didn't enter the transfer portal, so I can enter that in December. So I'll figure that out within the next few months of what I'm going to do.
All right, cool. So Sean in our chat is asking what events everyone is most excited to see. We know if Devin Allen was on, he'd be talking handball. He's obsessed with handball, Donald. We don't know why.
Uh, you said
I'll
handball.
say the men's 400. I want to see my guy Quincy Hall. I want to see what he's going to do out there in that men's 400.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, man, I want to see my queen get you know, her roll on in them hurdles, man. Some hurdles,
I mean, the women's hurdles, that's going to be
yeah.
so exciting. I mean,
Yeah.
I always think hurdles, but particularly 100 meters for the women, 110 for the guys, it's just so exciting because it's like anything can happen. If I had never seen hurdles up close, honestly, um, men's 110-meter hurdles are so high, it's ridiculous. We made a comparison in our show, The Science of Movement, and the one that we did, The Science of Hurdles with Devin Allen. He compared it to the height of your kitchen island. So that's what they're jumping. The men are jumping over that height, basically, right? And it's not that much lower for women. So
Yeah.
the speed, the power, the agility, the precision, right? I mean, all that in the hurdles, I think is amazing. That's one of I love that event too. I think the 100 meter on both sides. I'm bummed out that Shelly Ann ended up pulling out. That was kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
But the 100 meter women is going to be exciting, and then the 100 meter women hurdle is going to be exciting, and the men's 100. What's your prediction, Donald, for the men's 100?
I ain't got one. I don't have one.
You don't have one. All right, all right.
I ain't
I
got
mean, I've
one.
already put it out there. I already put it out there. Mine is Fred Curley. So, what do you get? Who do you have, Justin?
I'm gonna have to take Big Fred too.
All right, all right. The
Yeah.
all right, Sean. Wait, made a prediction on the women's 100 meter. Okay, yeah, yeah. So, Sean in the chat, who do you like in the women's 100 meter?
That's already happened.
I would say that yeah, they finished.
The
It's already
100
happened.
finals already happened.
Yeah, that's done with.
I
Yeah, you
just saw
guys
this.
behind.
I just saw the semis. I was working in between the semis and now, so it
Oh
happened in
yeah,
between
man.
there.
Yeah, man, that's already happened. That's done with.
All right. So there's no prediction. Well, tell me who won.
Well, it was Julian, Shakari, and Melissa.
Oh, there we go. That's a nice group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Julian, I think someone had predicted her on our show the other day.
Yeah.
I think somebody did.
It was
The
Kyle.
hey, I have a couple of questions for you about kind of what were you thinking when that literal moment where you're like, I made the Olympic team for the second time. What were you thinking at that moment?
Honestly, I went in there already knowing I was going to make the team. You know, just based off my training, and then also it's like being a multiple national champion. So it's like my confidence was already high. Although I didn't win a national championship, but I still made the team, which was the overall goal. But I knew I was going to get on that team no matter what place I got, and that was the overall goal. So my confidence was just that, high. I just had to execute and do what I got to do. But the feeling, it was good because I knew, adding that, to my resume, is definitely a good look.
Absolutely. No, two times sounds so good.
Yeah.
Justin, what question do you have for Donald on that front? Do you have what were you thinking that you want to ask?
I was just taking notes, man. I was taking it all in, how confident he is. I love it.
Yeah,
And
man.
I just wish him the best, man. Coming up on what first round Wednesday? When's the final?
The final is the 9th. So
The ninth?
Friday.
Okay.
Friday.
Yep.
The so when you really think about this is another question that we love to ask, but this idea of what does it take to be the greatest, right? I mean, we I named the company World's Greatest for a reason. We were talking yesterday. I thought I had a really interesting conversation with Justin, Clayton Murphy, Kyle Garland, and we were talking about this idea of World's Greatest isn't. I never built the company as like the destination. I built it as World's Greatest is a mindset and a journey that you're on to be the greatest that you can be, right? And but what do you think, Donald? What do you think it takes to be the greatest?
Mm. You gotta tap into. It's like you gotta tap into a different mode that you never even imagine yourself, going to. You know, like, cause you never know when that great moment is gonna happen. Is something that you just gotta. It's like keep on the top of your mind. Keep visioning. And just keep taking the steps to get there. And but it It definitely takes a lot to be the greatest. You know, you can't do mediocre things and expect greatness. You know, so um, at this level, again, it's about taking care of your body. You know, doing all the right things. You know, at the right time. You know, so it's a lot. It's a lot. But again, if you take those proper steps, you know, have a good team behind you. You know, it'll happen when the time is right.
The I want to, well, Justin, while you're talking about the greatest, I want Quincy to tee up another video. You know, breakdancing is an Olympic sport this year. So Quincy, just get ready to tee up the breakdancing promo, because tomorrow, I believe it's tomorrow, we're going to have B-Boy El Nino on, talking breakdancing. But Justin, let's talk again about what it takes to be the greatest. And after that, Quincy, let's drop in the breakdancing promo.
Yeah, and then I gotta go
First of
pretty
all,
soon.
I didn't know breakdancing was an Olympic sport. I would have tried out for that. But no, I just think what it takes to be the greatest is doing the small things and sacrifices, big sacrifices. Everybody don't talk about the sacrifices that it takes to be great. So just eating right, sleeping right, not going out, doing good hydration, nutrition, um, having your mental ready to go. Those are the things I think it takes to be the greatest.
That's cool. Hey, Donald, too. I know it's getting late over there. You know, if you want to bounce out, we're cool with that. If you want to stay
Okay.
in, keep chatting, we're good. But I
Yeah,
don't
I'm gonna
want
have
to
to
keep
head
you.
out.
Yeah, it's getting late, man. So
Yeah.
I wish you best of luck. Again, he's dialing in from Paris at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, and Donald Scott is competing on Wednesday in the triple jump, and then the finals are next Friday, in the triple jump.
It's
And
this Friday.
let's bring home some hardware.
This Friday coming up, man. Yep. I'm gonna do my
Oh
best,
yeah,
man.
we'll be
All
tuned
right,
in,
thanks, Donald.
supporting you.
All right, thank y'all. I appreciate it.
All right, I'll see you.
Breakdancing
All right,
is
so
a
let's play
fusion
this.
of
Turn that up.
acrobatics, athleticism, and dance. It fuses competitiveness, camaraderie, plus improvisation with self-expression as well. Breakdancers are athletes, even to an untrained eye. If you never saw a breakdancer ever in your life, it would be hard to doubt that what they're doing isn't hard and challenging and required a lot of dedication to master. It's awe-inspiring. This is the science of breakdancing with El Nino. Break.
So that is Alex Diaz. He goes by B-Boy El Nino. You should follow him on Instagram. If you look up B-Boy El Nino, you'll find him.
I need to.
There's a video I think he has pinned at the top of his profile that is amazing. It it's I won't even blow it, but it's pinned up there, and it's a battle that happened when he was very, very young. He was like 7 or maybe 8 years old or something like that. But it's a famous video, so if you just Google it or just go to his Instagram top of the page. But what do you think about that, Justin? Breakdancing is an Olympic sport.
I wish I would have known earlier. I would have tried out for breakdancing. I'm telling you.
That would be fun. I mean, maybe see. I have this other idea for a show called Athlete Swap, where you guys swap jobs, and basically like you train him in the 400 and he trains you in breakdancing, and then we see what happens. Right? I think it would be a fun show. What do you think?
I think it would be great. Sign me up.
The the other day, Justin, we had I had time to talk with Trevor Bassitt, and I don't know. Are you familiar with Trevor?
Yes, we was in the prelims last year in Budapest. pass together, 4x4.
Okay, so Quincy, why don't you pull up one of those Trevor Bassitt videos? On my end, I can't quite see the thing that we have to click, but if you could pull up one of those Trevor Bassitt videos. And again, everybody who's watching, you control the sound in that media player. So when it pops in, just turn the sound up.
Myself that I'm willing to hurt more than the other competitors. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. You ask other guys, they'd probably say they like to hurt more than me. I don't know. That's just my thought process is I'm willing to hurt more. I'm willing to leave everything on the track, especially in those moments when it's an Olympic trials or a world championship, like all the chips are down. I've just always been willing to, in that moment, be like, all right, we have to go now. And I've always prided myself on my finish. I've always felt like if I'm within a couple meters of someone coming off a hurdle 8, then I'm going to beat them. And a lot of that goes back to training, just trusting my training. A lot of that goes to confidence and just knowing, like I said, I'm willing to hurt more than you. I'm willing to just throw everything on the line right now. And then, like you said, it's also mental toughness, realizing you're down in a race and not letting your position in the race dictate how you finish. Not being like, oh, I'm in like 4th or 5th place right now. This sucks. I'm just going to like cruise through the line. No, we got 100 more meters. So I'm really going to hammer it, give everything I have. And I want to be able to walk off the track regardless whether I get 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 8th, or 9th. I want to be able to walk off saying there's nothing more I could have done to have gotten higher in that race. Myself that I'm willing to hurt.
So Justin, how do you, I mean, he's run the 400 flat too, right? But I mean, he's a 400 meter hurdler specialist, right? But so that's similar, you know, he's in a similar world as you. When you hear him talking about that, like talk to us about your mindset in the 400 and kind of break down your race a little bit. Like we kind of broke down yesterday's race in the mixed, but give us your kind of take on how you approach the 400 and give us kind of a little bit of your insider planning and strategizing.
Okay. Actually, I'm actually changing the way I approach the race. But typically, I'll get out pretty good, get on that back stretch, hold my momentum, what I carried in from my first 100. Start making my move around the 200 mark, 180. Kind of what he's saying. Doesn't matter where you at that about that 300 meter mark. Just know if you're in striking distance, I feel like I got you. I'm gonna try to run you down, or I'm gonna pull away from you that last 100. And like you said, you still got 100 meters to go. You can't let your mind of the position where you're at in the race dictate how you finish. So you got to keep hammering, and finish that race strong.
And then on the so when you're coming around that final turn, and it's that 100 meters left, and it's like John Anderson from ESPN, he's a good friend of mine, and we've done a bunch of stuff together, and he talks about kind of tying up, like the runners start tying up. And I think what he's meaning is, right, it's the lactic is starting to kick in and all that. So talk about that, like physically, how does your body feel in that last 100 when you're trying to push to the absolute limit and beyond?
It feels terrible. I'm not gonna lie to you, but you have to overcome those barriers. You at practice, you feel the same way when you do certain type of workouts. But the things that we do, we get our body to those points at practice, and then we still run more. So we get our body used to running with that lactic feeling in our legs and in our lungs and things like that. So that last 100 doesn't feel great, but you got to know everybody's not feeling good that last 100. You have to push past that and keep focusing on your cues, your technical things, and get to that finish line.
Yeah, Sean in our chat is saying lactic is your friend. We did a shoot with Gabby Thomas though, and the group they're just like Tanya Buford Baylor, her coach, was like, Gabby isn't lactic. She doesn't experience what other people experience, which I'm like, what? I've never heard anyone say that. I don't. That doesn't even sound humanly possible, but I don't know. So getting through that, I mean, is that technique? Is that mindset? What is that gets you through that?
It's a mixture of both. Technique obviously going to help you be more efficient and help you project yourself down the track and it help have it be easier for that last 100. And that mindset, because you can feel pain and be like, I don't want to do this anymore. But you also feel that pain and say, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to finish this race. But like Sean said, lactic is your friend. It just if your body accumulates too much of it, it's not your friend at that point.
It's an evil enemy at that point. So I want to show you one more video. We're going to start loading more of these too, by the way, so we can kind of pepper them in. And so I had a chance to talk with Shari Hawkins, and she is a heptathlete. So Shari is 33 years old, made her first Olympic team. You know, that's grinding for a while, you know, to get there. And Quincy, pull up the 50-meter javelin video.
I mean, I think like the work that you do can give you confidence to believe. Like a lot of people were really confused and surprised that I threw 49 meters in the javelin, right? Because my previous personal best was 44, and I hadn't been like the best javelin thrower in my life. But I had been throwing 50 meters in practice for years. I had been doing really well, but couldn't put it together in competition. And it was really like, you know, the work had already been done, but what was missing was my belief in myself. I mean, I think like the work.
That to me is, we had such a great conversation, right? And so, have you ever thrown a javelin, by the way, Justin?
No.
No, yeah. Wouldn't you be interested though? You're at the track every day. If you see someone out there throwing, might you want to get in there? See,
I got a bad shoulder and I can barely throw a football, so I'm gonna leave that to those guys.
Yeah, exactly. So it was so interesting. So at Olympic trials, she was like in the top. She was in like the top 5, and then in javelin, I believe, is pretty late. I think it's on day 2, and she needed a big throw. She like really needed it, and she went from like javelin like at 9th or 10th or something, and just popped off a 50-meter throw that was like everyone was just like, oh my god! But she needed to have it to get her back in the running, and she ended up, you know, finishing 3rd at trials and making the team. But that idea of all the practice that you guys do, so she had it in her head. She was saying in the longer interview, she's like, I knew I could do it. I've done it many times. I've been over 50 meters in practice many times. I just never put it together in the competition, you know? So what do you think about when you're hearing her say that?
I agree with her 100%. It's been times where I'm running 43 paces for workouts, but you got to put it together to meet. You like I completely understand her, and she put it when it mattered. She put it together when it mattered. So I salute her for that.
Yeah, you know, one thing she said too that I thought was so interesting. We're talking about Shari Hawkins, the U.S. heptathlete who made the Olympic team, and again, we're going to have more videos with her coming up in the next few days. But she's like, you know, I'm 33, and she's like, I think a lot of people are like, you know, what took you so long? She's like, it's 7 events. So heptathlon is 7 events. She's like, I don't train for each of those events every day. She's like, I only throw javelin 2 times a week. So it's, you're kind of breaking down all that. And we had Kyle here yesterday. I want to bring him back on so we can get deeper into the decathlon. But
Yes.
I mean, think about that. Yeah, she's like, it took me so many years to master all of these things. And she's like, I'm still not done, you know? So I don't know. I mean, like even when you think of your race, right, in the 400, there's so many elements that you're working on, right? I mean, what are those for you that you're working on to try to kind of put it together, put that race together?
It could be a lot of different things. Your start, you can get out too hard, you can get out too slow. Um, you can run that first part of the race, so the first 200 way too fast. I've done that a few times and couldn't finish, and or you can run it way too slow and be too far out of the race. So even just balancing the race strategy can take a few, and like she did it when she was 30 some years old. So that people don't understand. You have plenty of time. Michael Johnson broke the world record in his 30s. So you have plenty of time to figure things out. Especially me. I'm still kind of young.
Yeah, tell everybody how old you are.
22.
22 years old, man. 22 years old. And so you're so excited to see Quincy. You've been mentioning Quincy Wilson a few times yesterday and again today. You know, and again, he's a competitor, right? He's one of your competitors. You know, he's runs in the same event, and I just think it's cool
Yeah.
that you're like, I want to see this guy run. That's so cool, you know.
He reminds me a lot of myself when I was that age. So like I played a game with him sometimes. So he's a pretty cool guy. He's really humble. He's really good guy. So I just want to see him succeed. I wish him the best. I wish all my competitors the best. I want to see everybody succeed. Like I have, if you beat me, you beat me. You had me that day, but I I just want to see everybody succeed and do their best.
I mean, there's so much that I end up learning from you guys whenever we get together and talk, and if I get the chance to shoot with you guys and everything. But it's like, is it just wasted energy? I mean, some people maybe get motivated in different ways. I think Michael Jordan really had to like find a way to hate people to like, and he would make things up apparently. Like, but for the most part in track and field, and beyond, it's people helping people, right? Athletes helping athletes, and you want to beat the best, so you want them at their best too, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of refreshing.
Yeah. I want everybody to be at their best because when I beat them, I'm going to beat everybody. But when I beat them, I want them to be at their best. I don't want no excuses. I want nobody to say, oh, this, that, and the third. No. When it comes down to the time, I want them to be at their best.
So I want to play you a video. Quincy, pull up the fencing promo, because fencing was another sport I knew nothing about. We did an episode for the Science of Movement series, so it's the science of fencing. Take a look at this.
It's really incredible that fencing is the only combat sport with no weight classes. Did you know the tip of a fencing blade moves as fast as a speeding bullet?
This is the Science of Fencing with me, Cleo Thompson.
What do you think of that, Justin?
It's pretty cool. I'm still trying to figure out how they see and breathe in that mask, but I think that's pretty cool. I didn't know it moved as fast as a speeding bullet. That's insane.
Dude, when I went there, it looks like Sean fenced in his younger years. That's kind of cool. When I went there to scout the location, so it's just across the street from the Empire State Building. Literally, the windows that you see in that shot, the building that you're looking at is the Empire State Building. So it's on the second floor of this nondescript building, and it's like, I walked in, here's 25 of the best fencers in the world training. So a lot of the men and women who won medals train at that club. And Khalil, unfortunately, didn't make the team this year. He made it the Tokyo team. He's a 4-time U.S. champ. Within like 5 seconds, I'm like, I can't see anything. Like, they were just going so fast. And it was like, boom, 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 the point's done. I'm like, what? Like, so
What just happened?
I thought I was going there to scout the location, but what really ended up happening is I was scouting the sport. So I decided pulling out my phone, shooting video so I could study it later to figure out how we were going to shoot this thing. Because literally, you can't see the blades. The tip of the blade is moving so fast you cannot see it. So think about the speed, I thought of what you're talking about earlier, thinking about competitors. What kind of gave us a North Star for that show was it's the only sport where you have a competitor constantly against you, but they have a spear. They have a sword. So I'm like, and then I started talking to Khalil about it, of like, is it just constant, like, razor's edge pressure? And he's like, yeah. He's like, you got to go back and forth between offense and defense, and there's all these rules of how they can score, but it's like the constant stress of being attacked and having to attack to win, right? So another crazy Olympic sport.
I don't want to try fencing. I'm gonna leave that to those men and women over there.
The speed and the power and the energy that you have around going around that track, man. Were you just always fast? Like how much of what you're doing today is like, what's the percentage of, well, 70% or 60% is me and just raw DNA, talent, speed? Like, what do you think that percentage is?
It depends. It depends. I feel like it depends on what I'm doing. So I feel like I have natural endurance, but I also feel like I have a little bit better of natural speed than I have natural endurance. So it just depends on what I'm working on, because I've been racing cousins and family and friends and through like in the streets since I was yay high. But so I say it really depends. I'll say about 50-50, just depending on what I'm fully doing.
While we're there, we should have done this at the beginning of the show, but we had other people to bring in the show. And you tell us, give us a background, your life story. Let's do that. Your life story in about 30 or 60 seconds. Let's see if you can do a rundown real quick, and I'll time you. We're gonna see how fast you really are. Let me get the stop.
You say how fast? I mean, what's my time?
Yeah, you got a minute. Let's see
Okay.
how much you can cover in 1 minute. All right, this is Justin Robinson, his life story in 60 seconds. Go.
Okay.
You'll have to stop and restart.
Yeah.
That was a 4.9-second penalty that you just got. All right,
Man,
ready?
okay. Ready.
Ready? Go.
I grew up playing football my whole life. I stopped playing my sophomore year. My freshman year in high school, my cousin got me to run track because I was beating him on the 4th of July the year before my freshman year of high school. I beat him in a race. He told me it wasn't real. So I'm like, okay, dude, I guess. So I came out to the track team. We went to the same high school. I beat him every day in practice. So I'm the big cousin now. I'm the best cousin. Um, I
Where'd you grow
don't
up?
know. I went to Arizona. I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri. I went to Hazelwood West High School. I stayed with my mom. Went to my dad's house on the weekends.
We're at 50
I went to
seconds.
school at Arizona State. I did 3 years. 52nd, 3 years there. I'm in the transfer portal. Entering transfer portal next. I don't even know. I think I'm done.
You're done. You're done. We're cutting
That
you
was
off.
bad. I need to.
That was at
Yeah,
a minute. You're gonna need to
man.
think about that more for the next show, Justin.
For the next one, I got it. I'm gonna write some stuff down.
Yeah,
Have
next
cue
time,
cards.
write it down. So normally, what we do, so when we do those super doc episodes or the 2 minute ones that are like super fast, normally what we do is we ask, your life story in 60 seconds and see what you come up with, right? But normally, all
Okay.
you guys, all you men and women, do the same thing. You only talk about your life in sports and usually your life in track.
Yes.
And I'm like, wait a minute, you left out your family, your dog, your favorite food, favorite music. So we'll end up doing like 3 different passes of that,
Okay.
So Justin, we're getting low on time, but I'm kind of interested in the kind of other sports we're talking about. But so if you did have to choose, if like, okay, suddenly you can't run the 400, and let's just say you can't run track, you can't be on the track. I'm going to say you could put field events in it. What would you do as an athlete if you could not run the 400?
Probably play like volleyball or something. Like I could jump really high, and I played volleyball in 8th grade, so I was pretty decent at that. So I'll probably like volleyball or something like that. They have baseball. I was actually good at baseball, so either volleyball or baseball.
Oh, nice, nice. So would you go for indoor volleyball or would you go for beach volleyball?
Indoor. The sand is. I be moving too slow. I can't do the sand.
I know the sand
You gotta get me on the court.
I think it just must be. It seems like most of the athletes, at least in the athletes in the U.S., are from the West Coast. Most of the beach volleyball players.
Yes.
It seems like something you got to grow up with. Like it seems like you're always slipping. You can't get good traction to really get the bounce that you need, but they're amazing. So I would stick with indoor too.
They are. Yeah, it's some great athletes because I just be stuck in the same spot in the sand. I gotta stay on the court.
Yeah, we're getting down to our time. Quincy, if you have any other fun facts, he did drop in some interesting ones that we didn't talk about here real quick. The Krauser's world record is 23.56 meters, which is 77 feet. So here's the comparison, by the way. And Krauser tells this story all the time. So first of all, a shot put itself is 16 pounds. The ball is 16 pounds, but it's shrunk down. So if you went to the bowling alley, the heaviest bowling ball is about 16 pounds. Shrink it down to the size of a grapefruit, right? And then walk from one end of the basketball court down to the other free throw line, turn around, and try to chuck that thing into the hoop. So you're all the way down past half court to the other free throw line, and you turn around and throw it the other way. That's about the length of the world record. That's crazy.
It's insane.
Isn't it? I mean, it's just like so that's the one event I think everyone, when we were talking with Devin and I forget who else we had on, but we were talking about how everyone seemed to be talking like I would never do that one, So we got Justin. We have some great guests coming on. What's that?
I said because you.
Uh-oh. You bounced out. Now you're back. You bounced out for a second.
Okay. What was the last thing you heard?
I didn't hear any of the last thing that you said. Nothing.
Okay. No, I was saying that's just crazy, man. You only get to use one hand. You can't use two hands to throw it. I just be like, man, this is not for me.
And if you've ever seen Ryan Krauser, we've done a lot of work with him, and his hands are all gnarled, like he's broken fingers so many times. Like some of them can't really move that well anymore. Like, and then he, when he's in that circle, he moves like a ballerina. He likes saying we're the biggest ballerinas in the world. But they're out there grunting and doing all that stuff. But he said one time, he goes, by the time I know it's going to be a great throw before he releases it, well before he releases it. So it's almost like once he starts his move, he knows it's going to be a great throw. And then if it clears, if he can see the ball clearing his eye line, he knows it's a great throw. Like he's transferred all that energy from his body into that shot put ball. So the guy has mastered it. 3-time Olympic champ. Indoor record, outdoor record. Like we did a tweet earlier. I mean, Justin, this record may never be broken. Like that's one of those records.
Unless he breaks it again.
Unless he breaks exactly. Quincy's throwing some stuff in here. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Sean's got something. Fun fact about Justin: his dad and his coach were roommates in college. Okay, all right. Is that true?
That's true.
All right. And what else we got? Quincy, the Olympics began in the 700s BC and ran until the 300. For 1,000 years of games, it restarted 130 years ago. That's crazy.
Didn't know that.
So when they talk about the modern era of Olympics, it's 130 years old. Sean has a good question. How far?
So it's pretty young.
Exactly. I mean, we could keep on going, Justin. But we got to get rolling. I do want to. So tomorrow we have. I just want to double check this for a second, but I believe we have. I believe we're going all breakdancing tomorrow. So we have B-Boy El Nino. We have Quickstep, who is kind of Quickstep is a legendary breakdancer here in New York City. Kind of, he's actually in the Breakdancing Hall of Fame. His wife is Rockefeller, and she's in the Hall of Fame. They've put on Broadway shows. They've done work all over the world, for the U.S. State Department. So if you have time to peek in tomorrow to the breakdancing live stream, it's going to be really cool because El Nino was like, Quickstep is his mentor. So,
Yes.
When he was, I think he's known him since he was 4 years old. So, and Nino's like 25 now. So they've known each other a long time. But
His whole life.
Yeah. And when you hear these guys talk, it's so athletic. Like at first you go, what is it, But what we had trouble dealing with in producing this episode really was, how do you mix this music and culture into these athletic movements, right, to fit the rest of the series, right? So we kind of found out our kind of North Star for the show with El Nino's athleticism, really. So it's going to be a fun show. We have tons of people that are coming on this next week. We were talking to Devin Charlton. We're talking to Couture Orgy should be on. Krauser is going to be on at some point here. Sam Kendricks will be on. It's kind of a long list that'll start to come back on the show. And then Devin Allen will be back, I think, on Tuesday. So he's spending some time with his new baby niece or nephew. I think it was a niece. So they had a baby in the family. Somebody, I think it's a sister.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but so Justin, how are we gonna do our outro today? We don't have any good way to end this show. What's your idea for how we end this thing?
I think the way we did it yesterday, just with the shout outs, then just the dismissal was pretty good. We got to come up with a better way, though.
We do. All
I'm
right,
going to brainstorm some things and shoot them to you.
So let's start with your shout outs. Who do you want to shout out? Brands, family, anybody.
Again, on the show, I truly appreciate it. I'm truly thankful.
Nice. We got some shout outs to HSS, Hospital for Special Surgery, who is a sponsor of the Science of Movement series, a great series, 10-episode series. You can find that on VIZIO. If you have a VIZIO TV, a VIZIO Smart TV, you can kind of navigate to find that. There's, I think on the lower left here, we have a little language there that tells you how to click in and find it. It's a great show. There's also Superhuman Stories is on there. There's a ton of other content that we have that's on there as well. So you can kind of binge all that. And, before you see, like Sam Kendricks coming up, he's going to be pole vaulting soon. you can go in there and check out an episode with him and Gabby Thomas and Shamir Little and all these great athletes. So shout out to VIZIO on that. You can also watch some of our content on Curiosity Stream, that same Science of Movement show. So that's another streaming service. Great people. They have lots of great documentaries, not just sports. So those are two shout outs there. But then all of our social handles, you can kind of see them down here. World's Greatest on YouTube is just World's Greatest. So youtube.com/World's Greatest. And then on Instagram, we're World's Greatest Team. Twitter, World's Greatest with no vowels. So just no vowels in there. And then TikTok, which we just started and it's doing great, World's Greatest 2024. You'll see we have Ryan Krauser, we're kind of doing a little Ryan Krauser thing pinned up. So he has some videos that have gone a little bit viral for us, at least, because we're just tiny and getting started. But we have tons of content there. So, and we're going to just continue to put up more. So that's the end of that show, Justin. It's great having you on, man.
Thanks for having me.
So much fun, and I guess we're just gonna do our peace out. I think Justin froze. We're just gonna bounce him right out of the freeze. See you, Justin. All right, guys. We'll see you later. We'll see you tomorrow, actually.